Hello, everyone. So this is the podcast for the Algebra 2, graphing stuff when it's in slope-intercept form. And reminding you, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, and the b is the y-intercept. And to remind you, that's the y-axis. So the y-intercept is where you cross the y-axis. So looking at this format, y equals mx plus b. B is your y-intercept. So the first thing that you do when you go to graph something in y-intercept form is graph the y-intercept. The y-intercept in this one is 2, because it's right there. So you go to the y-axis and you put a dot at 2. Then you look at the slope. The slope is the coefficient on x. The coefficient there is a 1. So the second thing that you're going to do is graph the slope. And the slope is rise over run. You're just going to use that definition of it. And if it equals 1, you can, when it's a whole number, you can just put a 1 underneath it. So you're rising 1 and running 1 from that point. Rise 1, run 1. So when you rise 1, don't put a dot. It's not till you run 1, then you put the dot. So rise 1, run 1, and then you draw your line. Okay? So this one, well, so they're going after the y equals mx plus b. The y-intercept is the first thing you do. So the y-intercept, in this case, is -2. So you stay on the y-axis, and you go to -2, and you put the dot. Then you pull out the slope. The slope is the coefficient on x, so 5/4. So you rise 5, run 4 from this point. So rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't put a dot, and now run 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's your line. Okay? Graphing this one, your slope is -2/5, and your y-intercept is -4. So again, the first thing that you do is the y-intercept. So that's -4. So you go to -4 and you put a dot. And then the second thing you do is your slope, which is -5/4. Now we need to talk about that a bit when it's negative. So when you have a negative fraction, you have a choice. You either put the negative upstairs in the numerator, or you put the negative downstairs in the denominator. But you don't put it both places. And the reason you don't is because 2 negatives would make a positive. So it either goes up or it goes down, and I'll show you how that plays out on here. If I do this first one, where this negative's on top, remember it's rise over run. And if it's -5/4, that means you're rising a negative number. So that means you go down 5. So that would bring you to -9. And then this is a +4. So you're going right 4. So this is down 5, right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you graph your line. If you chose to do it 5 over -4, that means you rise 5 and go left 4. And I'll show you that it still works. You're starting from here. Rising 5 would get you to 1, and go back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll notice that that is still the same line. It's a different point than here. This was the first way. This is the second way. But notice it forms the same line. Okay? So when you have a negative slope, it either goes up or it goes down. The negative either goes up or it goes down. Sorry I didn't silence my phone. And again, when you have a whole number, you put it over 1. Okay? So the first thing that you were doing was the y-intercept, which is -3. And then the second thing you're doing is the slope, which is 2. And you're looking at it as rise over run. Sorry, it's not a very good R. And if it helps you, you can put it over 1 to see the run. So you're rising 2, running 1. Rising 2, running 1. And then draw your line. Okay? I'm going to pause this rather than stopping it in case I need to add something. Let me go check it. I don't think I need to show you how to do it in Delta Math, but let me go check and make sure. I'm just going to add an example for you guys in doing this in Delta Math. So again, the first thing you do is the y-intercept, which is -1, and you click and it puts a dot. Then it's waiting for you to put the second dot, and you get that from the slope. So the slope is -2/5. I'm going to choose to put the negative on top. So it says go down 2, run 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you click again for the second point. And there's the line. Then you'd hit submit answer. Okay, thank you very much.